Hey there, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, and this time it is of funny people. Now, this is a Blu-ray picked up long ago. I picked it up because A, it was cheap, B, I had never seen the film by that time, and C, because, I was curious about it. I do like Adam Sandler, I really do. And okay, this is more dramatic as well as comedy. You have Seth Rogen, Leslie Mann, Jonah Hill's in this. Was it Jason Schwartzman? You have a lot of cameos from people. You have cameos from Eminem and Ray Romano, Dave Attell, Norm Macdonald. Quite a few cameos from a lot of famous people because it takes place in the world of comedians and stand-up comedy. And it does have a lot of features. You can't see it, but I mean, this has documentaries, gag reels, commentary with Judd Apatow, Adam Sandler, and Seth Rogen, early footage of the three of them, just a bunch of making of special features. Over 1 hour of stand-up comedy. It has a lot, to the point that they needed 2 Blu-rays, including one for a bonus disc. So it's pretty damn packed. The movie itself, though, I know quite a few people like this movie. I don't. First off, it's 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's if you watch the rated cut. If you watch the unrated cut, it's 2 hours and 33 minutes. So when this was in theaters, it was 2.5 hours. Think about that. An Adam Sandler drama comedy was 2.5 hours long, and Judd Apatow thought that would be fine. And I'm sorry, this story does not need 2.5 hours. 90 minutes? Sure. 2.5 hours? No. Because it really is like they put 2 movies together. What do I mean by that? For the first hour and 20 or so minutes, the story is about Adam Sandler playing this guy named George, who's a famous comedian who used to do stand-up, and then he did a lot of these crazy bad movies, and you see bits of them, which is weird because it's a lot like what would happen with Jack and Jill and other stuff. So in a way, Adam Sandler almost playing a version of himself, almost. He finds out he has cancer. He meets this guy, Seth Rogen, who works at a deli and who does stand-up. He gets Seth Rogen to help him write jokes. Seth Rogen becomes his assistant. They do stand-up together. Jonah Hill and Jason Schwartzman are Seth Rogen's roommates. Jason Schwartzman got a job at this crappy TV show called Yo Teach. And Jonah Hill, he's doing a little bit of stand-up too. And that's really about it. Like, Seth Rogen helping Adam Sandler wondering what he's going to do now since he's sick, and he's thinking about, he's going to die, and there's not much time left, so let's have as much fun as we can. Do stand up, make people laugh. And then they meet this guy, this doctor, which they make fun of. They say, "Oh, you're the guy from Die Hard." Not Alan Rickman, but I believe Carl from Die Hard. What's the guy's name? Alexander Godunov? Because the guy kind of looks like him. I believe that was the actor's name from Die Hard and Last Word 2. Could be wrong, though. Then an hour and 20 minutes in, he gets better. He's much healthier. And then, of course, you're thinking, oh, he's going to turn over a new leaf. But then the next hour and change is He meets up with the girl that got away, Leslie Mann, who is with Eric Bana, and she has kids, and she doesn't seem that happy. And Adam Sandler wants her back. They sleep together. Seth Rogen goes, "This is wrong." She is happy to be with Adam Sandler again, but then she realizes Adam Sandler's character has not really changed, even after a near-death experience. Like there's this one moment where her kid was in this showing of Cats, I believe. If it wasn't Cats, it was another show. And Adam Sandler told the truth and said that she wasn't that good, or I've seen better, and that's really the inklings that this guy has not changed despite all that's happened. And then him and Eric Bana get into a fight, and there's tension, and Leslie Mann goes, "You should leave Adam Sandler." Adam Sandler's pissed at Seth Rogen because Seth Rogen didn't want any part of this. Fires Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen goes back to working the deli. Adam Sandler, is sad because he screwed up. And then at the last scene of the film is he invites Seth Rogen to help him write more jokes. And that took 2.5 fucking hours to tell that story. I know this was a passion project for Judd Apatow. I know it is, but I'm sorry, it wasn't for me. Maybe I'm not just maybe I'm just not a Judd Apatow fan. I don't know. The stuff he's been involved with, I like. Superbad, for example. But I did not like Knocked Up. Thought Knocked Up was overrated as hell. And that was also a film that was way too damn long. It was like 2 hours and 12 minutes. Maybe depending on which version you watch. I'm like, this is pretty damn long for a comedy. That's the thing, and I know it's not just a comedy, it's also a drama, but I don't think the drama, there was not enough meat there for the bones. It's just a guy thinks he has cancer, then he didn't learn anything, he was so fucking stupid. Then he tries to get this girl who's married, and he's an asshole, and Seth Rogen calls him out on it, and then Adam Sandler doesn't get the girl like he shouldn't, fires Seth Rogen, but then they kind of patch things up at the end. Him and Seth Rogen. That's it. And for a movie called Funny People, I didn't find the film that fucking funny. Like, one of the only things I laughed at was Jonah Hill when he's talking to Seth Rogen and he says something like, I'm trying to remember the line Jonah Hill says. I like Jonah Hill in the movie, but I like Jonah Hill in most of the stuff he's in. He says something like, "I should put a pair of glasses on your ass and fuck you so it looks like you're giving me a blowjob." Like, the way he said that was pretty damn funny. And it's not a line I saw coming, but I thought that was pretty funny. So I like Jonah Hill. Jason Schwartzman does a good job as this guy who is he's what do I say? He's not goading. He's shoving in people's faces. I'm a star of this TV show, and it's a really shitty show called Yo Teach. And I thought Jason Schwartzman played that type of character well. Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen, they're there. The stand-up comedy, I don't know why, I just didn't find it that funny. I didn't laugh that much at the stand-up material. And honestly, I don't think you needed the last hour of the movie, the whole thing with Leslie Mann. I really don't think you needed that. I think if you really worked on the script and just made it about this guy who's sick and then he gets better, and you still say he didn't learn his lesson, but we don't need a fucking hour and change to know that. You could literally do that in like 10 minutes or so, not an hour in 10 minutes. I keep arguing 2 hours and 20 minutes for a fucking comedy slash drama. It doesn't work. Not for me. And I don't think, like I said, it's not enough there to maintain that amount of running time for this kind of movie. And that's why it did not do that well at the box office, because people didn't want to sit in a movie theater for 2.5 hours to see this fucking film. But I know when they saw it at home, again, I know a lot of people like it. I don't. And I don't even remember when this came out. Probably around 2009 or so, give or take. Yeah, I guess this film just isn't for me. I'll keep this for the special features. The special features are interesting and pretty packed with stuff. But the movie itself, I'm sorry, the Washington Times, I don't find it uproariously funny. I disagree with that. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, not much a fan of funny people. Got not much to say other than that. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.